Soul Merc, man. What's up? Vibe with me one time. All right, it's enough of that, man. It's good, family. Long time no see, long time no hear. I'll be here, we talking, man. What's happening? Look, so much stuff I want to talk about. Let's try to find a particular topic. And I'm going to go with the baby formula for right now because I got a baby. I got a little baby girl, 5 months old. All right? And the baby formula shortage has become a real thing in a lot of people's lives, especially with all these new lives coming in since the corona, quarantine and all that. Now, the quarantine, let's talk about that for a second. I live long enough to where as though I can use some of my own personal history and see it kind of like repeating in its own way in today's form. What I mean by that is, they had a thing called a baby boom a couple years ago when people was coming home from the war, right? And when the men came back from war, it was a copulation, if you will. You know what I mean? The uniting of energies, which only spark life, right? Which the irony is that they just came from taking lives, right? But this is the cycle of life, right? So when they come back from war, they came back with the women and they made babies, right? An influx of babies. Now, when quarantine came, you shut everything down, forcing the man and woman to be together. Some people argued, some people made love. Out of the love, a lot of babies came in. When my baby was being born, the nurses that were there was like these last couple of months, for the last 19 months, we've been having like double amount of babies per month than we had a year or two before. Double. You see what I'm saying? So, but she's at the time was like 750 babies. The thing was occupied and so forth. It was all these amazing stats, right? So, with that going on, then they got the fentanyl thing with the ODing thing, right? That's a whole nother conversation. Then they got the actual lives that's been wiped out from the needing of the quarantine, right? So you see a bunch of lives left and a bunch of lives came in. I think with great certainty that the people who are running the operation is aware of certain behaviors, right? When you just look at it for what it is and not all the details, right? When you're forcing the man and woman to come together, it's only natural that life will come out of that, right? So that's what happened. So now we're a part of that influx of babies, right? Now, when you see, now we at this stage where the formula is a shortage, and one would say maybe because we have double the amount of baby needing stuff that the companies close or whatever. Come to find out that the companies are being, well, I guess you could say, indicted by, I wish I could remember the names. But anyway, they made indicted on a federal level because of the materials that are inside of the product, right? Now, what was interesting was some of the stuff that was inside the product, inside of the stuff, heavy metals, arsenic, mercury, a whole bunch of other unneeded stuff. Now, when I stop and think about it, I'm like, damn, we need to talk about why is arsenic in baby formula. Certain things should never meet. Certain things should never meet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like poisons and food for the infant should never meet. Now, when everything is so ironic to me, like let's say water, right? And you give your daughter, let's say your baby, water at a certain age, you're going to say be careful because they got all these chemicals. You don't know what this, you don't know what that, right? So you got to be mindful on what the baby is taking in. But then you buy the artificial milk or the alternative milk, whatever you want to call it. You buy the other milk instead of the breast milk, right? And that other milk is being whipped up, and in that concoction, it has mad chemicals in it. And some of the chemicals is iron. like heavy metals, right? Now let's stop and freeze frame and zoom in on the metals like I like to do, right? Now when you look at the chart on metals, right, you will see that there's precious metals, and then it's like, I guess you would call it common to like worthless metals, right? Then I know we heard the saying of turning common lead into gold, right? I know we all heard that. So now when the lead is also one of the leading culprits for child retardation, right? Jay-Z said, I'm in the crib feeding my kids liquid gold. Gold is a highly electric conductive metal. Lead is on the complete opposite of that spectrum. So you can touch a live electric wire with a lead pipe and it wouldn't get shocked. But if you try it with any, like with gold, copper, platinum, so forth, you can get shocked because these things carry the electric current. Copper does it efficiently enough versus how easy it is for us to harvest copper. So copper is not as expensive as gold or platinum, but copper still has a value. You understand what I'm saying? Because of the electric conductive properties of it, right? So when you see that, and then the demon is putting these heavy metals into the baby formula, right? Now it only leaves me to believe that the fight, everything is mental. So all fights will be taking place in the mind. The first one to the mind wins. After he creates a situation, right? Trust me when I say this, everything counts. This is like the wheel of life, the cycle that we were just talking about. That cycle is a circle. When you slice the circle up, you get like little pie pieces, and all those little pie pieces make up the whole pie. So what we tend to do is get distracted by one slice of the pie and think that that's the totality of our problem, when in actuality, that is, yes, you're absolutely right. Whatever you say is the problem, it is the problem, magnified with other components around that, making it a complete, full-on attack by high intelligent, hateful beings. You understand what I'm saying? So the lead goes in, or whatever the toxic metals are, go into the formula. Now the child will suffer autism, retardation of some type of mental defect will now take place, taking them out of the educational race. This is what it's all about. Then after that, the kid comes out probably needing some other type of medicine, making them a lifetime addict to big pharmacy. This is one big sick game. Now, as I was thinking about it, I said, damn, who would attack the children, right? So now, when you think about it, now, we're dealing with all respect, all educational purposes has to be, this is a disclaimer, it has to be said, because some of the stuff that I'm going to say has been barred off from our ability to talk as free citizens, quote unquote free, quote unquote citizens, and talk, I guess, right? Communicate in what level we can. But I'm gonna try to do the best I can without offending anyone, because that's not what I'm here to do. What I'm trying to say is that when you have an alternate lifestyle other than man, woman, and child, past, present, and future, right? If you don't understand that, then when you have a lifestyle that does not produce or cater a child, when you fall into the seat of making stuff that is important for women and children, and you do not have an interest in them, you don't care about what comes in and out of that thing. But if you have a child, right, and you're making these products, and you have a thing and say, damn, if my baby eat this, I won't like that. You see what I'm saying? You won't like it. So these alternate lifestyles, and then you take people from these alternate lifestyles and put them in positions where they're now dealing with us, with everybody else who is a byproduct of man, woman, and child. This is the whole nature of the NFO Merc Codebreaker channel and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? So these companies, these plants have all been indicted. There's 18 plants, I believe. These 18 plants will have contracts with the government on a federal level. I think the Department of Agriculture. The Department of Agriculture has a contract with Women, Infant, and Children Program, which is done by the federal. That is called WIC. And then over 42 or 43, if you want to argue on that, but let's say over 40% for sure of that contract is going to the WIC program. The WIC program is feeding over 50% of the U.S. population, right? Now, when you rewind time and look at the war And what made the war what it is? The war is still on. The war is so on, it looks like it's off. The war is so on, it looks like it's off. It looks like it's like it's so crazy that your enemy has mastered the art of throwing a rock in the crowd. Hide, like you said, throw the rock in the crowd, hide your hand. He has mastered the art of doing that. You see what I'm saying? So now we are just getting bombarded strategically. He has stupendous accuracy. You understand? So we're under attack, man. You have to snap out of some of this lazy because when I think about all this stuff for real, medication, formula, food, all this stuff that we run out and buy, we are so trusting as people that we are buy a soda. We'll buy anything, hit the top, crack it, and then put your mouth to it. We don't wipe the top off. We don't care what was crawling on it. We just assume that little dirty Chinese store that we got it from is legit enough to put my lips on it. We don't do nothing. We don't do nothing to really protect self when we really think about it. And if we ain't doing nothing to protect ourselves, you know that gate wide open for the babies. Yo, a few years ago, children's Tylenol, yes, you heard, children's Tylenol, let me see, probably in the 80s and 90s, when they started creating children's Tylenol to break the fever for children becoming sick. When they did that, the children went into convulsions and like shook and they shook themselves like a seizure or something. So this would happen while they were asleep. So the mom and them would wake up to a dead baby, and then when the people come to claim the baby, they would do a test and see that the baby had shooken, like the brain was shooken up. They would think that the mom shook the baby and locked the mom up. So they was locking up all these beautiful white moms all over America, and then they was like, hold up, something ain't right. And then when they did the results, they realized that all these babies took the Tylenol, and the Tylenol was the actual responsibility for the deaths, right? So when I heard that, it broke my heart on so many levels, right? Because instantly, I'm part of the man, woman, and child warrior class, right? So as something happened in that arena, it affects me. It hits my heartstrings for sure. It makes me navigate differently because my comrades are under attack, right? So when I seen that, I was like, damn, children's Tylenol, people was trying to relieve their baby. Seeing your baby in pain when the baby can't talk and all that, you just try your best to do anything, right? So you buy the medication with the promise of breaking the fever. Then when it looks like it's working, you put the baby to sleep, you wake up to the baby dead. Then on top of that, you go to jail, being charged for that death, just to find out that the medication you gave them is the thing that killed them. Isn't that crazy? So who's watching the watchers? Who's doing anything to them? What type of punitive damage would that be? Because you can't make a mistake on any other level. You can't make a mistake on the highway. You can't get off and tell the toll boy, damn, I missed my toll. I went through this one, I came through this one. He gonna charge you for the whole ride. It ain't no mistakes. But when they make a mistake, killing you, killing your babies, fucking up your life, altering your course of your life. Do you know what it's like to be healthy at one moment and then to be autistic or retarded, or I don't even know what better words to use, but to be altered from trusting the same people? This is sinister on all types of levels. You know what I mean? So we need to find an alternative way to making the formula for the child. There's all types of stuff on YouTube, and when you do the research on YouTube, let the person, whoever you are watching, right, tell you the reason why the ingredients in there. Let your heart and mind filter out the reason why you would try this and all that for your own children. You have to do it because these companies are invested into the billions. When you do the research and you watch the news coverage would say that these companies are invested into the baby formula, but they don't make most of their money from baby formula, so they really don't care. Yo, how me as a cook, as some type of cook around the crib, I could cook. So when you put don't care in cooking or making anything that has to be required eating, you shouldn't even buy it as a customer. If I'm making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I don't care, it's probably not going to be the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bro. It's the ones that I care about that's going to have the right ratio of peanut butter and jelly per bite. You see what I'm saying? When you don't care, that shit gonna be in the center. Shit gonna be like this. The bread gonna be ripped. It's gonna be mismatched bread, like the heel of the bread. It's gonna be all types of shit that you're gonna be like, bro, what's up with you, man? You alright? Why you got the peanut butter all clumped in the middle, B? Why this shit cold, dog? Why the bread breaking apart? You gonna be, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna like it. Cause the nigga didn't care when he made it. I don't understand. This is crazy. So I googled some alternate formula, and of course, when you Google it, the Google is going to warn you not to do it because of the chemicals and this and this and that. But like I just told you, the chemicals that they giving us, and it's not here to stir up hate, right? But another thing that was crazy, right? They got all these different variations of formula. Now, when you get the formula to your baby is going to be showing you whether they enjoy the formula or not, right? It's going to hurt their stomach. They're going to get a mucus on their lungs, right? After breastfeeding and you give them the alternate thing, they're going to have this mucus on their lungs instantly. When you take them to the doctor, when they check up, the doctor's going to tell you it's because they're drinking milk, bro. You understand what I'm saying to you? The way I look at this, man, I look at it like life and death. And because we are opposites fused together in one to spark life, we are automatically dancing with death. One breath in, one breath out. We call it the breath for life, and the other exhaling could be for the death contract, right? So we are automatically in contract with death because we are in contact with death. Round the corner could be death at any moment, right? So when the newest form of life comes into this reality, bloop, and now gets that mother's milk, right? Get strong. And then now the mom's milk dissipate, and then now we plug them into the death side of things. And as soon as we give them the death side of things, they get the mucus on the lungs. Now, Dr. Sebi has warned us about mucus, right? So we understand how mucus is. You don't even need his warning. You can just tell that mucus. You don't like how it sounds. You like, then just last week, my baby was breathing normally. Now I can hear the mucus on the thing. Is anything I can do? No. You got to ride it out. Why would they tell you no? It's got to be something you can do, because the fact that your mind said it's got to be something I could do. Why would your mind spark that thought? Why would you run to the demon and say, hey, is there anything I can do? And the demon's going to say, yeah, you can do this and do that to protect your life as a baby. They're not going to tell you that. It's up to you to do that. Now, I dare you to look inside them innocent, bright eyes, them soft, warm, chubby cheeks, and say, I tried my best, and this is what I got. Enfamil. What the fuck out of here, man? Try harder. You can do it. I will do it. Don't forget, a healthy me is a healthy you. A healthy baby is a healthy future. The future is the child. Past, present, and future. You simultaneously, Rama said, we opposites, and everything that I'm saying has to relate. I don't waste my time with information that does not relate to me, right? And then as it relates to me and spark everything in my body to step forward in a direction, I try to convey it in nice, easy, comprehensive dialogue on here for you guys, right? So what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh man. But anyway, protect the child. Oh, we are everything. That's what I want to say. So your back is the past, your body is the present, and your future is what you set your eyes on, right? So now that's you as the human, as one, right? As you break into pieces, your parent, you as the mom and dad become the past. The child becomes the future, and the now is the present. That's obvious, right? So that's the future, man. So how can we do this to the future and then get mad at the future when the future acts the way we have fed it and trained it and so forth, right? On my other DVD, on my other I wish I could remember the title of it, but it's the one with the clip of the Watchmen in there. When I had put the clip of the Watchmen in there, and I was letting you know that they're crafters that play with your mind, right? This is where it gets a little spiritual, right? Should I do this? What would I label this? I want to just call it the baby formula thing, all right? But I'm realizing I'm about to go into a whole nother conversation. I'm gonna just end it here at the 20-minute mark. I'm gonna name the other conversation is going to be kind of about like I'm gonna go into schizophrenic and foods and radio and TV and so forth, how those things come together. Remember, we're talking about a pie or a wheel, right, that has spokes in it, all right? I'm gonna break all this down also, right? And you're gonna see how that affects the all. With that said, man, it was a pleasure talking to y'all, man. I'm not gonna waste no more time coming back. I had a few technical difficulties. I'm ushering in a new life. I'm completely excited about it. I want to share that journey with you. She's going to be on cam. She's going to make a cameo. I put a little clip in there, also in there to show you the love from the past, present, and future, having a healthy union. And, with all that said and done, man, it's your boy, your man, your soldier, your comrade in arms. You know what I mean? I'm here. We part of the warrior class, the man, woman, and child, the past, present, and future, intelligence overall. It's your peace, man. One.